Hey everybody, so tonight was the season finale of Star Trek Discovery, i.e. episode 15, Will You Take My Hand? This is a big wrap-up with a nice little bow on it. A lot of fan theories were either confirmed and or dismissed tonight. Let's get into it. I'll give you a little bit of synopsis and then we'll do a review after that. If you're new here, don't forget, hit subscribe. Hit the notifications because I do post at least once a week or so. I have to think of something else since Star Trek's off now. Maybe I'll do go over some of the older stuff while we wait a whole year till the next Star Trek. What are we gonna do till then? Watch Marvel movies all year. Lots going on in this episode, as always. They didn't cram as much as they did like last week, but somebody joked. Actually, it was Sean Chandler. I'll post his link down below. But that made sense too. It seems like one episode is exposition, the next one is action. There wasn't a ton of action in this, but it was basically, okay, we've got a plan. Here's what we got to do. Going to save the day. Got to stop the war. What's going to happen? How are we going to do this? And what's up with Captain Georgiou? We open up with Klingon fleet is closing in on Earth. What do? Cut over to Discovery. Okay, we've got a plan. We're going to go to Kronos. Now that we've got the spores, we can now jump into the heart of Kronos, literally into the heart of the planet. This will be spoilerish as we go along. If you haven't seen it, stop now. Go watch the episode. Come back later. So the planet, jump the ship into Kronos, find a place where they can drop off a probe. They can map out Kronos and find all its weaknesses, all its key targets, and Starfleet can attack. So getting to Kronos is fine. How to find us this information, we don't know. And while we're formulating this plan, a lot of tension on the bridge. Captain Georgiou is asking status reports from the different sections, like, Helm, tell me this. And Detmer's like, well, Captain, it's just did this. And it's like, I don't hear a weather report. Just give me concise things. Ops, tell me this. Well, sensor, I don't really care about the sensors. Like, she's just biting everybody's heads off. So you would think the rest of the crew would be like, wait a minute, this is not the Georgiou, especially Detmer. Detmer worked with her. Like, wait a minute, that's not the person I went with, I worked with before. What's going on with that? A couple times Michael is trying to undermine her. Georgiou's getting a little tired of all this, so she's like, Michael, walk with me. So they're out in the corridor, and it's like, what's up? What's going on? What's going on with you and Starfleet? We got to do it this way, or else I'm going to tell everybody that you're the Mayor Georgiou, and we're just going to have another mutiny on our hands. Georgiou's like, if you try to do anything to me, I'm going to throw you out an airlock. So they figure out, okay, how are we going to figure out where to go to Kronos once we do? I mean, jumping there is easy enough to get to, but where do we go? And Georgiou starts to ask nicely of L'Rell, short of actually beating the crap out of her. And Michael's just like, stop, there's got to be a better way than just, because L'Rell's not going to say anything. She's like, you know what, we hate you humans. We're going to kill you all. I don't care. I'm not telling you nothing. So Michael's like, okay, I hate to do this, but let's go talk to Tyler. Tyler supposedly is Ash Tyler, but now he has just Vox memories, and Vox memories are back here. But he is, for all intents and purposes, he's Ash. He tells them, okay, they got a map of Kronos. He says, well, there's a place here, there's a place. There's supposedly all this volcanic activity on Kronos. He says, well, there's a shrine here. There used to be a place here. So if we can get maybe to that shrine, we can drop the probe down and map the rest of the planet properly. Okay, how do we do that? Well, there is an Orion territory that was settled. And Georgiou's like, well, we don't trust Orions. And Michael's like, yeah, we don't trust Orions either. So that's the plan. We jump to the planet, beam to a safe spot within the downtown of the Orion territory. We'll just buy information, do it the old-fashioned way. So Georgiou says, okay, I want Michael on my team, Ash Tyler. And as a personal request, Georgiou also wants Tilly because she kind of thinks, oh, Captain Killy. And she actually calls her that. And she's getting a little nervous around Georgiou, and then now she's the next person in line to find out. Oh wait, well, you're that Georgiou. Oh. Tilly was kind of fun in this. Hopefully, she's not going to be like the class buffoon, because there are times when Tilly is like really great, but she's back to her kind of her nervous self. They end up on the Ryan part of Kronos. They start asking around. Well, the easiest way to do it? Well, we got to get some money. We don't have any money. Well, we got a bag full of weapons. We're going to sell off the weapons. We'll make a couple of bucks. And that was a funny part too, where Tilly got into character again. She's sort of like, hey, we've got these really cool weapons. They do this like this. And the Orion that they're trying to trade with, Tilly's just like, oh, just shut up or I'm going to blow a hole in your face kind of thing. So she was channeling her mirror self for a little bit. We got a bunch of money. And they're just like, okay, let's split up, and we'll see if we can, buy information. So they do everything from go to a strip club. Georgiou is like, okay, you know what? I'm going to have some fun while I'm here. Why not? Grabs a couple of the workers, a guy and a girl, and goes for a threesome in the back. Michael and Tyler find I forget what he called it, but basically it's Klingon craps, and try to get information that way. And that leaves Tilly by herself, and she actually ends up in another part of the club and bumps into, of all people, if I can find a picture, I'll post it. Donovan's in Orion, but it was Clint Howard. Now, you may have, if you're a really old Trekker like me, Clint Howard was a little guy in the Corbomite maneuver. Basically got Tilly a little stoned, and, well, she was going to get thrown out if she didn't smoke up with buddies. And then he's trying to take the case off, and that's when she finds, oh, it's not a probe inside the case she's been carrying. It's a bomb. She's calling everybody up, hey, guys, I got a bomb, and pff, here comes Georgiou, smacks her, takes the bomb, runs away. And actually, the volcanoes are not dormant. They're all still active. So if we drop a bomb in the middle of Kronos, we'll just take out the whole planet. And actually, we find out afterwards, this was the plan. Sarek and Cornwell and Starfleet approved. Yeah, just get rid of the Klingons, just blow up the whole thing. Georgiou talked him into it because that's just, well, you'll lose a few people, so what? And Michael's like, no, this is not what Starfleet's about. We're not going to do all this. And Michael calls up the Admiral and confronts her via holo. And she's like, this was the plan, blow up the thing. This is not what Starfleet is. You know what? It's tough times. We got to do tough things. And like Michael goes back to, you know what? Starfleet is not about this at all. And then she goes back to the Battle of the Binary Stars. Which is more important, this or that? Well, if I go this way, I can stop the war. And then that was what started the war. Her being, stupid, pig-headed. No, we got to do this. So she's now throwing it back at the Admiral saying, look, I learned from my lesson and I want to fix this. So what? I got a better plan. Here's what we're going to do. And she brings about, do I have to do a mutiny again? And this was the cool part. This actually got me back here, hairs on the back of my neck, my ganglion, actually my happy ganglion. I wasn't scared. Saru stands up and goes like, we are Starfleet. The rest of the bridge crew is like, no, we are Starfleet. Everybody stood up. Yeah, we're Starfleet. So what are you going to do about it, Admiral? They find out where Georgiou is hiding out. And Michael's, talks with her about, you can't do this, you can't do that. But tell you what, you bargained for your freedom. She throws this little disc thing at her. Okay, there's your freedom. Give me the controls of the bomb, and we'll let you go away. We're giving you an offer. You either, don't blow up the thing, but we'll let you go, but you got to behave yourself. And she's like, yeah, I don't know. And then she says it's all clear. And then Tyler shows up with Laurel after a bit of talk, gives the control panel to Laurel, and Michael says, you know what? This is how you can control the houses. The bomb is in place. You just tell all the 24 houses, either follow me or I just blow up Kronos. Mary Georgiou goes on her way, but Michael again says, you can do whatever you want, but if I find, don't let me come after you kind of thing. But now that we've got that sorted, Michael and Tyler talk for a sec, and Tyler's like, you know what, I'm going to take off with Laurel because I'm not fitting in here. Maybe I can help with her. Michael does break down. They do a bit of a hug. There is a bit of a kiss, and he beams out with Laurel. And after they say their goodbyes, we now cut over to Laurel that they're at, and she's talking to all the houses, and it's all in accord. Now we started the series in Klingon. We're ending the series almost in Klingon. She's talking the whole time about, okay, guys, we got to stop the fighting. This is really pointless. We're fighting for what reason? We should be together. Like Tukuvma said at the beginning, we need to be one, but for a better reason. And everybody starts laughing. We're not going to listen to you. You were Tukuvma's bitch. You worked with so-and-so. We're not going to deal with you. And she's like, but I got the trigger of this bomb. Now do what the hell I say, or I'm going to just blow up Kronos. Okay, we give in. And then we cut back over to Earth. The Klingon fleet pulls away. We come back to Earth. Michael's doing all this narrative again, and we find out actually what it is. It's a narrative to a speech that she was actually giving in front of Starfleet. Just prior to that, as she's still narrating, we're now in a courtyard, and she actually is met up with her mother, who stops by for a while, and I thought, yeah, something's going to happen here, because
Because my theory was, everybody's like, oh, Michael's going to go back to prison because she did all the things. It's like, dude, how many times did you save the universe not including the first 2 episodes, but say for 12 episodes? She's been saving the universe how many times so far? She talks to her mom for a bit. Then Saru comes over for a second, and they said, I wanted to do this for you. I wanted to give the honor. He gives her this little, like a ring box, but inside is actually her Starfleet badge. The president of the United Federation of Planets said, you know what? You did such a fine job in what you did. We've expunged your record. You are now back to commander. Have a nice day. And then we cut when she's still doing the narrative, and now you see she was actually giving this long speech. You see everybody, and medals for everybody. Medals all around. You guys did a great job. You saved the world. You saved us from fighting the Klingons. And my other theory, too, and a lot of people didn't believe that, Tilly got made ensign, and she's going to go to command school. So because somebody said, how can she go? Because she's a 4th-year cadet. And I know this from the Army officers I used to work with, but I mean, you go for your basic training as an officer, except they learn how to do sword drill and stuff, but you're an officer cadet. You do that for a while. Then the next step, you go to the battle school. And I don't know when they become a second lieutenant, if they have to finish battle school and they get promoted to second lieutenant, but they start with an officer cadet. They do their training, whatever. They do so many weeks in. Then they do so many weeks, months of their training, and then they get posted, usually as a second lieutenant, and then do a few things and go to the ranks that way. So I thought, yeah, and I thought Tilly was on her midshipman cruise, so that's why she's a 4th-year cadet. And if you go to Memory Alpha, they said she was fast-tracked. And then after everybody is, huzzah and patted on the back, we cut back to the bridge. They're going to go to Vulcan to pick up the new captain. We don't know who the new captain is. Sarek bums a ride. We've got, everybody's like, Captain Saru is like, no, it's still acting captain. We have to go pick up our captain. And so they're zipping along to Vulcan at warp instead of using the spore drive, because right now they're going to put the spore drive on hold. As they're zipping along, Bryce picks up a distress call from somebody. We don't know who. The carrier is all broken up, and then you're seeing sort of a side angle of his station, and you see the numbers like NCC 17. We're not sure who it is. Oh, it's Captain Pike. And then cut to the outside shot, and you see my cannon ship went off for a second, but it's a redesigned Enterprise that comes, and then you get this nice space shot. But it's just like, oh god. I was like, okay, that's one of my criticisms for the review. But anyway, and we're left at that, and now we got a year to wait. So overall, again, not a bad episode. It's not bad. It's not great. I'm sort of like middle left, if left is liking the show. But it's all the little inconsistencies and, like I said, canon stuff that bugs me. And I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to be picky about it. It still doesn't feel like Trek. It feels more like a heavy-duty Trek. There's hopefully season 2 we're going to get into some exploration and go away from war and fighting and shouting at each other, because to me that's what Star Trek is about. It's about it's about community. It's about, and especially I remember LeVar Burton talking about when Star Trek 09 came out, and he said, this is not Star Trek. Star Trek's about this and that, and that's what Star Trek is. It's about the human condition. It's about exploration. It's about finding yourself. But yeah, it sounds kind of hippie-ish or whatever, but that's what Star Trek is. But I guess they get bored and we don't know what to do. We have to have conflict with resolution for story writing and all this other stuff. So yeah, we do have to change some things here and there. So fine. But yeah, this episode was okay. Little hiccups there, here and there, but overall not a bad episode. Definitely a watch. I'm going to watch it again. I liked how all the characters were. They did resolve everything, and I'm glad a lot of stuff. I thought, yeah, Michael's going to get her command back, or her rank back, until he got promoted. So yeah, this was really good. It was nicely put together. Can't really fault it. I guess it's again having to get used to the way this is done, but for me, it's still not, and it's not the best. I know a lot of people, oh, this is the best Trek ever. After 50 plus years, this is not the best. For me, every incarnation had its good and its bad points. Original series, seasons 1 and 2 were really good. Not all the great, but I mean, what about the other stuff? Well, somebody was pointing out, well, that's the pilot episodes. Of course they're going to be a little cheesy. or they're just gonna you gotta hammer stuff out. But then season 3 of Star Trek is kind of that's when Gene said, "Hey, I'm out of here," and said they just hired hack writers. We got wonderful episodes like Spectre of the Gun and Spock's Brain. Then we cut to Next Generation. Next Generation, I actually liked it. I didn't know about what I call the Trek Wars of '87. Like, oh, we like Kirk, we want, and I do have a copy of Chaos on the Bridge, which does explain all the trials and tribulations that the show had to go through to get to where it is. But when I initially saw, the first couple episodes, because I was in Germany at the time, so my parents would record them for me, and I'd come home and I took the recordings back. A thing called VHS. Google it, kids. I showed it to some people and said, yeah, it's not too bad. And actually, as a show starting off, wasn't too bad. All the other incarnations, like DS9, that hit fits and starts. I don't think I started watching again until, season 2, maybe season 3. Voyager, yeah, I walked through, and Voyager 2, I didn't watch all of it. Enterprise, I sat through all of it, not happy with it. And again, too, movies are all hit and miss, too. First one's not great. Second one that one wasn't my favorite. And on and on and on. So, yeah, that's my take on the show. And I said to somebody in one of the threads, somebody said, this is the greatest thing ever. And I don't care what anybody says. And I sort of put it to the point as, and those will be my closing thoughts. It doesn't matter what I think, because this is what makes the world go around, what makes the universe spin around. I like something, you like something. We may not like it the same way, but what I never can get my head around is when other people can't get their head around something like, well, I really like it. Why don't you like it? I like it to this degree. I'm not on that side of the scale. I'm sort of like here and maybe, yeah. But there's some times of me where I'm going to go like, yeah, I'm not liking it now. But there's some people like, oh, it just totally sucks. And other people like, well, it's not going to be all velour and cardboard. I don't expect it to be that, but it's still honor the canon. Don't step on it. But I said to somebody too, my opinion doesn't matter, because this is what I think about something. Some people may agree with me that, yeah, I like how you think. I like how you do it. But some people say, this is the greatest Trek ever. Discovery to me is not the greatest Trek ever. I think the franchise overall is not bad, but I said when everything started turning 50 years, James Bond, Doctor Who, all these shows, we got to give these things a break. Now, we'll see how this is going to go on, but I don't want to see this going on for like 100 years or something like that. I think, we should, again, put in a pretty box, put it on the shelf. You want to watch it again, pull it back out, stream it, however you enjoy your Trek, and go that way. But let's not be so like about it. Like, and how somebody again said too, dudes, it's only a TV show, right? So again, what did you guys think about it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? My videos, did you like it? Did you not like it? Don't forget, hit subscribe, hit the notification buttons, because I do post all the time. And I'm going to go watch After Trek now, and we'll see you in the next video.